Welcome to Sri Lanka Morning Show. I'm Pramu Rodrigo from Tomorrow Financial Solutions. Today I'm coming to you to give you some information in relation to whether it's a good time to buy your first home during the COVID-19. Now, this question has been asked us by many first home buyers. They have asked us whether they should wait until this whole thing passes or whether they should wait till the property prices comes down. Now, that's a question none of us can actually answer because end of the day, the first home buyer, as you, need to be prepared to start paying a mortgage, regardless of the purchase price, regardless of what's happening in the economies. Now, whether it's a good time to buy your first home right now, let me give you some information so you can make that decision from your end. Now, at this point of time, the government is giving the government grants, such as first home owners buyer grant, which is of $10,000 if you buy within the metro area, if it's a brand new house. Now, the other one is a $20,000 first home buyer grant if you're going to be buying your first home as a brand new first home in regional sites. So, there you go. And the second one the government gives is $0 on stamp duty. Now, if you buy a property under $600,000, you're not going to be paying stamp duty as long as you are a first home buyer and qualify in the eligibility criteria. And also, there's another feature that the government have recently introduced, which is the first home loan deposit scheme. Now, if you have a 5% that have saved, the government will actually provide another 15% for you not to have lender's mortgage insurance capitalized into your loan, which is a significant amount of savings. Now, when you get qualified to this scheme, you also need to know that you will also get the first home owners grant plus the stamp duty concession as well. So, in another way, if you look at it, the government will pretty much look after you from a 5% deposit and not to pay lender's mortgage insurance, as well as give you another further $10,000 and also help you not to pay the stamp duty as well. So answering the question whether it's a good time to buy during this time, yes, in my opinion, yes, it is a very good time. Now, also, there are other things that you will need to have a look at. What's happening in the property market? What sort of discounts are there? Whether the market prices is coming down. Now, if you go and speak to many real estate agents out there in the market, they will also tell you a very simple thing. It's all about where you buy and what you prepare to pay. So depending on that, depending on how much of confidence you are in terms of buying, you can do some good deals. Now, we know that currently in this market, the vendors are giving discounts between 2 to 3%. So what I meant by the vendors discounts are, if a vendor is advertising a property for $500,000, there's a good chance you can buy that property maybe at between 2 or 3% less than that advertising price. And also, if you are in the market for a house and land package to buy a land and build a house, the land developers are giving certain cashback offers because they also want to make sure that they sustain their sales. So you can do those negotiations and ask for certain price points. And then the builders, at the other hand, builders are obviously very aware of the current situation and they want to keep on continuing their business. So they will be prepared to give you certain cashback offers or certain rebates or even discounts on their building construction. So speak to them, get that information, what you want to know and what you want to build, which will help you to make that decision. Now, then getting back to the other option, which is the banks. What are the banks are offering for first home buyers? Now, remember those three things I spoke to you about: the first home owners grant, stamp duty concession, as well as a first home loan deposit scheme. Now, the banks will help you to get these discounts through the banking system. On top of that, the banking lending has come down significantly. Current lending starts from interest rates are starting from 2.19%, not just for the established properties, even for house and land packages. Some rates are starting from 2.29 as well. So if you really think about it, the interest rates are at the lowest possible in what we have seen in Australian market, and there are many options for you to select to buy your first home or build your first home. So there are enough support for you, and I believe this is a very good time to buy as a first home buyers, because the other thing is that you need to remember is a lot of investors are not in the market right now. Therefore, it's less competition for you to go and buy the property that you like. So think about it in that aspect as well. See, the other thing I want to talk to you about is buying a property in terms of a brand new versus a old. Now, brand new houses, obviously you will get all those government grants which I talked to you about. However, buying an established house or an old house doesn't mean that you're not going to get it. Only thing you may not get is the first home owner's grant, which is a $10,000. But you will still get that $0 stamp duty as long as the property is under $600,000. Same thing goes to the first home deposit scheme. As long as the property is $600,000, you will still be eligible for that. Now, do the research, very important, about established and the brand new. What sort of property that is suitable for you and where you can live in the location. Do those research to understand what you want to buy. And the second, actually the first thing that you need to do before you commit yourself into buying a property is to get a pre-approval. Go and speak to a mortgage broker, go and speak to a bank and get a pre-approval as that's your first step. Second step is the research that you need to do about the property you want to buy. The other thing I want to talk to you about is, one of the important things is save that deposit. 5% is a minimum. And more money you can save, more than 5%, is a bonus for you. So always keep in mind, making sure that your deposits that you're going to be saving is minimum is sitting at 5% or above. Remember that. Now, last thing I want to talk to you about, whether it's a good time to buy during this time, is, if you really think about it, paying a rent versus paying a mortgage. Now, I'll give you a very good example. If someone paying a rent of $400 per week, and that person will be paying per month as a rent is $1,733. That's per calendar month. Now, if that person managed to save a 5% deposit, go to the market and buy a house or house and land at $480,000 and go and borrow up to 95%, which is the loan is going to be around $456,000, with the interest rates of 2.19% or 2.29%, you're paying monthly $1,752. The difference is only $19 versus a rental property where you're paying rent or the property that you already bought. So the differences are not there at all for you to make that decision. No, you should wait till the market comes down, because as I just explained to you, you can own your own property rather than paying rent of $1,733 or paying a mortgage of $1,752. So, guys, answering that question, whether it's a good time to buy as a first home, this is a very good time. Use these government's discounts, government's offers that's been given to you. Use it to your advantage and go and get your first home. Thank you for your time.